It only took one click to set the internet on fire. Out of nowhere, Travis Kelce, the NFL's golden boy and Taylor Swift's headline-making boyfriend, unfollowed Ryan Reynolds on Instagram. No warning, no explanation. Just a swift, silent move that had fans clutching their phones and scrambling for answers. Was this just a glitch? A random slip of the thumb? Or was there something way juicier brewing behind the scenes? It didn't take long for Swifties and gossip sleuths to connect the dots, and all roads led back to one of the most unexpected brewing dramas of 2025. The alleged fallout between Taylor Swift and Blake Lively. Suddenly, what looked like a minor Instagram update started snowballing into full-blown scandal territory. Fans weren't just curious, they were obsessed, analyzing every like, follow, and comment like it was part of a conspiracy bigger than the NFL playoffs. And let's be real. When Travis Kelce, a man who once went viral just for changing his mustache, makes a social media move this bold, you know it's not by accident. But if you think this came out of nowhere, think again. Because just months ago, these couples were closer than ever. Not that long ago, you couldn't scroll through your feed without seeing them. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, arm in arm, stepping out into the New York City night, with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds right beside them. The double date to end all double dates. Back in October 2024, the four were practically the poster children for #friendship goals, spotted laughing, hugging, and turning heads outside a swanky Soho restaurant. It wasn't just a dinner, it was a public display of powerhouse, loyalty. Blake and Taylor have been famously close for years, practically sisters at this point, and their boyfriends. They seem to get along like frat brothers at a tailgate party. Jason Kelce, Travis's brother, even chimed in with a classic big brother approval, saying he loved Blake after meeting her. It was all good vibes, warm smiles, and the kind of celebrity friendship fans dream about. No shade, no drama, no ominous unfollows. Yet. Looking back now, that night feels like a snapshot from a completely different lifetime. Because behind the glittering flashbulbs, something much darker was already starting to crack beneath the surface. And it all started with a movie and a legal battle no one saw coming. At first, it seemed like just another Hollywood dream project. Blake Lively was set to star in It Ends With Us, the wildly popular novel-turned-film, with fans and critics buzzing that it would be the movie event of the year. And of course, with Blake's A-list connections, it wasn't long before names like Ryan Reynolds and even Taylor Swift got whispered around the project. Taylor's own music was featured in the soundtrack, a personal stamp of support. It looked like a win-win for everyone involved. But behind the scenes, total chaos. According to leaked court documents, things got ugly, fast. Blake's estranged co-star and executive producer, Justin Baldoni, filed a brutal countersuit, accusing Blake and Ryan of hijacking creative control, manipulating contracts, and, oh yes, dragging Taylor Swift into the mess too. Allegedly, Taylor was pressuring Baldoni during production meetings, siding with Blake on critical script changes that would shape the final cut. Imagine showing up to your movie set, only to find out you're suddenly in a negotiation with Taylor Swift herself. As the lawsuits flew and the headlines piled up, the once friendly group dynamics started to crack. And while Taylor kept her classic tight-lipped public persona, insiders hinted she was blindsided, not just by the lawsuit, but by how deeply she had been pulled into a mess that wasn't even hers to begin with. Suddenly, this wasn't just about a movie. It was about loyalty, friendship, and reputations on the line. And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, dragons entered the chat. Literally. All right, just when you thought things couldn't get weirder, enter dragons. Yes, you heard that right. You see, as the lawsuit drama reached a boiling point, a whole new layer of mystery was dropped onto the scene. On an Instagram Live, of all places, Blake Lively casually referenced a private inside joke she and Taylor Swift shared, involving, of all things, a dragon emoji. Yep, a dragon. The dragon was a code, or so Blake claimed, a symbol they'd been using to communicate about the rising tensions between their friend groups. Now, if you're thinking, wait, what? A dragon emoji? You're not alone. The internet went into full Sherlock Holmes mode, decrypting what was clearly meant to be a cryptic message. Was this about Travis? Was this a veiled reference to her falling out with Ryan Reynolds? Fans went wild. Theories ranged from the incredibly tame, was it just about an old Halloween costume, to the absolutely bonkers, maybe this was a dragon-themed revenge plot. But here's the kicker. Blake completely downplayed the drama in a series of cheeky interviews, laughing off the whole thing. Yet the dragon remained, a metaphorical symbol of their fiery friendships and even hotter controversies. It was like watching a bizarre soap opera unfold on your phone screen, with dragons. And, as if the world wasn't already saturated with gossip, Taylor added fuel to the fire by subtly liking cryptic posts about dragons and fire on Instagram, all of which, conveniently, were linked to Travis Kelce's fan base. So, here's the question. Was the dragon just a random inside joke between the two? Or was it a veiled message of things to come? Because if history's any indicator, the more cryptic the symbol, the more explosive the fallout. But what was truly the last straw? Was it all about loyalty? Or was it a betrayal of trust? Behind every fallout, there's always that one moment, the one thing that crosses the line, the final straw that turns awkwardness into all-out war. And in this case, it wasn't the lawsuits. It wasn't even the dragons. It was something much simpler: trust. Sources close to the situation whispered that Taylor Swift felt blindsided, not just dragged into legal chaos she wanted no part of, but also exposed publicly without warning. It's one thing to privately support a friend. It's another thing to find your name splashed across court documents and gossip headlines without ever signing up for the fight. And here's where things really get sticky. Insiders claim that Taylor confronted Blake privately, trying to smooth things over, only to realize that the loyalty she expected wasn't being reciprocated. Blake reportedly brushed it off, saying it was just Hollywood politics and that everyone would move past it. But for Taylor, who's famously guarded about her inner circle, it didn't feel like politics. It felt like betrayal. And guess who noticed? Travis Kelce. The same guy who's fiercely loyal to the people he loves. The one who flew across the ocean just to see Taylor perform on tour. The unfollow might seem like a small thing to some, but in Travis's world, it's the ultimate mic drop. It wasn't just about friendship drama. It was about loyalty, choosing sides, and protecting someone who, by all accounts, wasn't getting the loyalty she deserved. And when fans picked up on the first signs, the internet turned into a full-blown detective agency. Leave it to the internet to turn into a full-blown CSI unit the second something smells off. It didn't take long after Travis Kelce's silent unfollow for Swifties, and let's be honest, the entire gossip-loving side of the internet, to mobilize like a well-trained spy network. Screenshots started flying across Reddit, TikTok, and Twitter faster than you could say, wait, who unfollowed who? Side-by-side comparisons of Travis's following list before and after. The big click flooded the web. One fan even posted the ultimate before and after receipts, captioning it simply, "Yikes." Comment sections lit up with theories. Was Travis sending a warning shot? Was it a subtle way of defending Taylor without stirring up more drama? Or, and this was the wild theory, was there a bigger celebrity Cold War brewing beneath the surface? Some fans pointed out that Ryan Reynolds was still following Travis, making the whole thing feel even more awkward. Like when you wave at someone across the room and they pretend not to see you. The best part? Not a single person involved said a word. No cryptic tweets, no shady Instagram stories. Just a big fat silence, which, in the world of celebrity gossip, is basically like throwing gasoline on an already raging fire. Every move was dissected, every photo analyzed. Did Travis like one of Taylor's posts a little too quickly after the unfollow? Was Ryan being suspiciously quiet about his movie promotions? Fans were reading tea leaves like it was their full-time job. And honestly, they deserved medals for the dedication alone. In the span of 24 hours, what started as a simple unfollow had evolved into a full-scale, fan-driven investigation that would make the FBI jealous. But wait, wasn't everything supposed to be fine between Taylor and Blake? If so, why was Travis still cutting ties? Here's where things get really messy, and a little bit suspicious. Because, according to the official story, there's no drama between Taylor Swift and Blake Lively anymore. Multiple outlets, from People to Page 6, claimed that the two longtime friends patched things up weeks ago. Sources close to Taylor insisted that, yes, she was really hurt by how everything went down. But Blake supposedly apologized. Taylor forgave her, and everything was sunshine, rainbows, and avocado toast again. In fact, one insider even said there were no hard feelings anymore. and that they had moved forward like mature adults. Sounds sweet, right? Well, if everything was really patched up behind the scenes, why would Travis Kelce still go out of his way to unfollow Ryan Reynolds? That's the million-dollar question that kept fans spiraling. If you listen to the rumor mill, and let's be honest, sometimes the rumor mill knows exactly what's up. Some fans believe that Taylor might have forgiven Blake publicly, but privately, there's still a little frostiness left over. You know, the kind of awkward tension where you're totally fine, but you also mute their stories and skip their texts. And Travis, being the ride-or-die boyfriend he's proven to be, might have decided it was better to just quietly step back from the Reynolds' lively orbit altogether. No drama, no big public announcement, just a simple unfollow and move on. Of course, there's another theory too. Some fans think Travis just didn't want any future headlines tying him to the messy lawsuit drama, especially with a new NFL season coming up and a Super Bowl repeat on his mind. Either way, one thing's for sure. In celebrity land, silence speaks louder than words. And Instagram unfollows speak volumes. And just when you thought the theories couldn't get any wilder, the internet went full conspiracy mode. If you thought the drama was wild already, buckle up. Because the internet took this Travis Ryan Taylor Blake saga and ran straight into conspiracy theory territory. One popular theory? Travis unfollowed Ryan to send a clear loyalty signal to Taylor. Not just "I'm on your side," but a full, silent ride-or-die move that fans immediately dubbed Instagram diplomacy. Because hey, nothing says I got your back in 2025 like adjusting your follower count. Another theory? The unfollow wasn't even about Taylor and Blake. It was about future alliances. Some fans suggested that Travis, now deeply entangled with Taylor's ultra-strategic PR-savvy inner circle, was cleaning house to avoid any messy headlines before the next NFL season kicked off. One TikTok went viral claiming it was all part of a long-game strategy, like chess, not checkers. And then, of course, there's the wild theory. Some Swifties swear there's still more hidden tension between Blake and Taylor. That the public "we're fine" act is just that. An act. According to these eagle-eyed theorists, Taylor's been quietly distancing herself from certain Hollywood friends for months, trimming her inner circle down to only the true ride-or-dies. And if Travis is making moves too, it's a sign that the real friend list looks very different behind the scenes. Oh, and don't forget the dragon theory truthers, who are still convinced that the dragon emoji wasn't just a cute inside joke, but a full-blown coded warning. At the end of the day, there's no official comment from Travis, Ryan, Taylor, or Blake. Not a tweet, not a statement, not even a cryptic song lyric. Yet. But one unfollow sparked 1,000 theories. And whether it's a silent loyalty move, a calculated PR decision, or just a simple case of cleaning up the feed, it's safe to say, this story isn't cooling off anytime soon. Because in the world of pop royalty, even the smallest click can launch 1,000 headlines. And every unfollow tells a story. Sometimes it's not the posts, the selfies, or the big interviews that show you where people stand. Sometimes it's what you stop seeing that says the most. Stay tuned. Because if we've learned anything from this crew, it's that nothing stays buried forever. And there you have it. One click, one unfollow, and 1,000 rumors. But what do you think? Was Travis Kelce making a bold loyalty move? Or is there an even bigger story lurking behind the scenes? Drop your take in the comments. I'm diving into the best theories, and if you love staying ahead of the drama, the rumors, and the untold celebrity twists, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss the next bombshell drop. Trust me, around here, the next big twist is always just one click away.